Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here. Want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor, Walker Texas Lawyer. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, whether that be a car, truck, motorcycle accident, or some kind of other issue, hit up Walker Texas Lawyer at 713-552-1117 or walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Chris Tucker is in the building. Chris Tucker, good morning to you.
Hey, Brad, and good morning to you. How are you?
George Lopez joins us right now. George, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What looking to talk to me, funny lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Chloe Bailey joins us. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore! All right, well, we'll get to more Super Chats here in a moment because I believe our special guest has joined us, BT.
I did it. I figured it out. Ladies and gentlemen, stepping inside the Hall of Fame to get a little bit of champagne wishes. All the caviar dreams, man. This is the one, Jaida Parker.
Hey.
What's going on, girl?
How are you?
I'm doing real good now since we got you inside the Hall of Fame to get a little champagne wishes.
Thank you.
Little caviar dreams. You know, what's life like for you right now? How you feel?
I feel great right now. I can't complain about it. I cannot complain where I'm going and where I am. I cannot complain. I'm blessed. Thank you.
You know, we know where you're going. You're going to Battleground.
Yes, sir.
Match up next Sunday on June 9th in the Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. I know you can't wait for that. But before we get there, let's talk about the Jaida Parker, the kid. Growing up, for me, when I was a kid, I never imagined or dreamt in a million years that I would be a professional wrestler. But I used to watch it on television all the time. I wear the ring of Paul Bosch, the guy who promoted wrestling here in Houston for many, many years. And like I said, never in a million years thought I would be one of those guys just because it was rough. As a kid, was you around the house, with the granddad watching wrestling, or was that just something that just came up out of the blue for you?
When I was younger with my brother, we used to watch it all the time. My grandfather got into it with us. So I knew what an RKO was before I even got into the business because of my brother, thankful to him. But growing up, I really never watched it like you guys did. I grew up watching soccer, football. This just gave me the opportunity to be a kid again, and I took it.
Yeah. I tell you, same here. I was like that kid in the neighborhood, and all of my boys, they wanted to, go to the corner store and get a 40, you know what I mean? And we all chip in, and then I was like, man, I'm tired of this, man. I need something in my life. And I started sneaking to the other side of town, and I started wrestling with all the white guys. No, the thing is, none of my black friends knew this. And then when they found out, they was like, man, you crazy. Why you doing that, man? What are you doing that stupid stuff for? And I was like, man, y'all doing this crazy. For me, it was an outlet. It was something that made me feel like I could do anything. Getting into professional wrestling, how difficult was it, or was it an easy transition for you?
It was a very easy transition. There was no transition into it because physicality wise, I'm used to it. I grew up, came out swinging. So, and I had to thank my brother for that. So coming into physicality wise, there was no transition. It was just all right, what's the next thing we got to do? So it was that part was easy for me. The mental aspect, it gets everybody, but it helped me become who I need to be to get where I need to be, if that makes sense.
I watch you perform, and you know, some of your movements, it doesn't seem like it could be taught or anything like that. It just seems like it's just natural movements. Of course, we all get taught, you know, the way of, you know, the wrestling game. I don't want to give away any secrets or anything like that. But for me, when I got into wrestling, it was like deja vu. It seemed like I had been there before.
Okay.
It seemed like I had did it before.
Mhm.
Did you have any of that inkling, or that feeling, or was something that you felt like you was gonna have to put some work into?
So I never told anybody this before. I felt like that entrance, like I've been there before. I just didn't know where it was. I thought it was gonna be like a soccer field, but when I came through that entrance, I was like, oh, I've been here before. I just got to realize like what it took for me to get here and what I need to do to get where I need to be. And that part, I was like, okay, that's that deja vu moment. When I got in the ring, I'm like, oh, this is real. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like that little entrance, I'm like, okay, I'm not used to having people like eyes on me. I'm used to being with the team. But now it's like me and OTM, you know, and I'm like, okay, now when I'm in this little square circle right now, it's just me and you. And that's what I had to get used to. And I'm like, okay, we got it from here.
Go ahead,
So,
Brad.
no, I wanted to know, because we're talking about, you know, you already being the WWE, but how did you get there? Like, how did that whole process happen? How'd you end up on the radar?
So they actually reached out to me my senior year of college, or like my 5th year of college. And at the time they were DMing people. So I went to my manager. I'm like, is this real? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, scammers out there and everything. You could be a profile with anybody. And I got the email, I got the DM, I had the meeting. And I'm like, oh, they really want me. So I'm like, okay. I asked them if I could do my draft first for soccer. And by God's grace, it didn't go my way. It came and it brought me to the WWE, and I took every opportunity I had with it and I ran with it. And now I'm with y'all.
Wow, you know, that's
Crazy.
you know, that's what's
That's
crazy.
a different path, you know?
Yeah.
What's crazy is so many people trying to get into the business today.
Mhm.
So many of looking at professional wrestling as perhaps, you know, just their way out. You know, not really thinking about, you know, how much work they're really going to have to put in the, you know, this to be great, to become, you know, a legend, to become a Hall of Famer. You know, the grind of it. You know, I don't know how many people have told you about the grind, you know, of professional wrestling. Of, you know, there are no days off. It's about, no days off. You know what I mean, in the business. Are you prepared for that part? You know, because I know in the bubble in NXT, it's great. You come into work, you once a week, but I know you guys are training like crazy down there.
Yeah.
They're giving you guys almost like a pre vision of what it's going to really look like. You know, when you guys are out there, are you 100% ready and committed for that grind?
I gotta be. Because if not, I won't be Jaida Parker. Like Jaida Parker is the grind. You know what I'm saying? I had to do that my whole life. There's no such thing as luck when I had to hustle and grind to get where I need to be my whole life. So having this hustle and grind in front of me is nothing but adding more fuel to the fire. For me.
I tell you, you're a good looking girl, all right? But you no, that's true. But you seem like you got a lot of rough edges around you. And I say that when you get in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I always talk to my students about, man, you got to lay it in.
Yeah.
With you, you don't have no problem doing that. Were you a kid that came up that got into a lot of fights, or were you that, Barbie doll type girl?
I was not a Barbie type of girl. I grew up like, if we getting hit, we going 100% in. Yeah, I was like a little grass type of girl, but when it came, because I grew up with boys, my brother always brought like his football team home. So it's like, if we getting hit, you better go 100%. Like they didn't take it easy on me. So now when I'm in the ring, like my motto is, you bleed like I bleed. So what I gotta be scared of?
Gotta whack somebody. Guys, stick around. Look here, we got Jaida Parker. We gotta take a quick break. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a sec. Boom, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. We got Jaida Parker here. inside the Hall of Fame, getting a little champagne wishes, caviar dreams. I know the super chatters, you guys may have a few questions for Jaida, so make sure you get them in and get them in quick. But how's life changed for you since becoming a WWE superstar?
It's been different.
I mean, because before you even answer that question, Brad's been hanging around me for a few years, right? And now Brad goes places and he's like a big star. People want autographs. People want to take pictures with him. You know what I mean? Asking him to come to bar mitzvahs, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Not bar mitzvahs, man. I'm not doing bar mitzvahs. No disrespect.
The price is right. You'll do it. But now, how have life changed for you?
It's changed for the better. I would just say it's like a catch-22 because I don't realize how like open my life is now. Like with social media now, there's no like such privacy until I set the boundary. But it's changed in the best way possible. Like I'm getting my name out there, and I just want to change my life for the better. But it's gotten. I didn't realize it until someone else pointed out to me. Like after Vengeance Day, my family's not used to people staring at us, you know what I'm saying? So they have to get kind of used to that. And my dad's like, yo, you good? You want me? I was like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. It's part of the process. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, he's like, it's going to get worse. My dad's like, just let me know if you need a bodyguard. Like, let me know. And I'm like, nah. So that's the part that's like changed. But other than that, I love the fans. I love the kids. It's changed.
That's my daughter. No photos. I swear, she was like that for so long. People, no photos.
Now, Jaida, I first saw you, and I don't know if this was your NXT debut. I think it might have been for the NXT Breakout Tournament. I think Jakara Jackson went down, and the next thing you know, Jaida Parker's on the television screen. How did that all come about for you? Were you kind of, I don't know, expecting that, or when you got the call, how'd you feel?
When I got the call, it was very emotional because at the time I had lost family members back to back. And I tell people every day, you can't tell me God ain't real, because I did not expect that phone call to happen and come through and be like, hey, by the way, like you're going to be in the tournament. And I broke down and I was like, that was not like, it was one of the best feelings of my life because it felt like I'm doing something right, and I'm doing something right, and I'm going down the same path, and I'm doing it with God by my side. And that was one of the best feelings of my life on top of the debut. And I'm just like, I'm here for a reason. And that just declared it for me. So
did you have the nerves and the butterflies going through your stomach right beforehand?
Oh yeah, but it was a different type of nerves. Like I used to get nervous for soccer games and sometimes, but that adding cameras into it and like people that close, it's a different type of nerves and butterflies. But they always tell me like you get nervous and butterflies when you're about to do something great. So I just took that and ran with it.
Wow, man, how big is this thing coming up on the 9th for you, Battleground? Being in this situation, being a part of a tournament of first, this is history. Whoever wins this tournament and win this match is going to make history. They're going to make history. How big is this for you? Because literally you're like still in your infancy stages of this business, and you're in a position like this to where you can win a match like this and it could literally catapult you, in so many different ways. So what's your thought process going into this?
My thought process is give 100% more of what my other competitors are giving. Like they gonna give all they got, but I'm gonna give you more because I need this and I want to pay it off to myself. This is huge for me. Being able, like you said, to make history. I want my name on that belt to be a part of history. Not, because she was just a part of it. No, I want my name on that belt. So it means everything to me. Like this, like I told you earlier, is adding fuel to the fire, and I'm about to set the match. And that's just that, because I'm about to blow this whole thing on fire. And that's just how I feel, because I'm hungry. Like, that's what I want. And that's who Jaida Parker is. You could set a stake for me, but I'm going to get some and past that. Like, you tell me to shoot for the stars, I'm going to go past the stars, past the moon, all that, because this is what I want. And I deserve it.
Are we talking about the nebula?
I'm sorry.
Going all the way. All the way. As far as it goes. Whatever that is.
I'm taking that belt with me. I'm going to make sure about that. I'm going to take something with me. I'm getting something out of it.
I want to ask, because I was down there in Orlando, what was that, a couple weeks ago? I got to sit
Yeah,
in on
yeah,
the. And what I was telling Book is, man, the crowd down there is so awesome. The NXT universe. I mean, they are in it. During the breaks, during the things y'all don't see on television. They're a lively bunch. And
Yeah.
every time you come out, they're giving you the "Hey, Miss Parker" from the Friday. Everybody remembers it from Friday.
Yeah.
Talk to me, one, about the reaction you've gotten from the NXT universe and the love that you felt. And two, I mean, are you embracing this Miss Parker that they've donned you with?
To answer your first one, I love it, but at the same time, like, I'm trying to, they love me, but I love them too, but I need you to hate me because you wouldn't be loving me when I'm beating you like I'm beating this woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they go with who they go to, and I'm just taking it and ride with it. The Miss Parker thing, they actually got it from Mr. Booker himself because I guess he said it in like my breakout match, like they heard of Miss Parker and they took it and ran. And since then, like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, Mr. Booker, if that's wrong, we gonna take it and run with it. I'm with it. Like, why not?
And so we blame Book. We blame Book for it.
I mean,
I get the blame for everything.
nah, it's love though. It's love. I promise. I appreciate it.
Now, you knew the reference, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you got the okay.
That's why I did it because it's
yeah.
I feel that's what I'm there for. I want to see all you guys make it to the next level, and there and beyond. This business has been, great for me to be able to see the world, all over the world, and I didn't have to pay for it. All I had to do was just go out and perform. That performance for me was so easy, going out and, giving those fans, what they want and what they thrive, I have. And my thing is, being in this business, something I want you to know, just like you were just talking about your family and you guys going out, and people staring at you and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna get, any lighter. It's going to get a whole lot worse. It's going to be piled on. I'm talking about thick. People are going to want they're going to want a piece of Jaida Parker. Seriously. And the one thing for me is I always thought, people say, man, that's got to bother you. I say, when that stop happening, that's when I got a problem. So make sure you take that and endear it. And make sure you love those fans because they're going to love you and what you bring to the table for so many years. And it don't stop when you walk away from the ring. They're going to still be, Jaida Parker fans if you're giving them what they want, just like you just said a second ago. When you go out and people, they want to cheer for you, but your job. Yeah. You need them to hate you. You need them to boo you. Yeah, that right there, hold on to that. How important, I talk about, the psychology of wrestling. How important is it for you to be, the best as far as that goes? Because that right there is your bread and butter. As far as this business going on, I love to work with you sometime on it. But as far as your psychology, for me, I get my psychology from movies, and I know you got a lot of great trainers down in NXT that's helping you out as far as that go. But do you have any outside interest on your own as far as your psychology networking go?
As far as the psychology, I actually picked it up from Norman, my coach at the time.
Yeah.
And I loved him. He was like, watch a movie. Just watch how, like a Marvel movie or anything, you'll see how we work is in our everyday life or in our everyday movies. And I'm like, oh, so now I can't watch a movie the same way. Like I can't really. I'm like, ooh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
a hot spot just happened.
Well, I could use that, but I actually got most of mine from anime. And I was never really like a big anime person. My brother actually put me on it. And now looking back into it, I'm like, ooh, I could use that, or I could use this against this person. And my head just starts going and going and going. So it's really the anime and the movies, even old school movies. I love watching the old school matches, but the creativity and outside the box really comes from the movies and the anime because they don't think like we do. And there's a reason for that. So I was like, okay, let me flip this real quick and see if this could work in my world. And it does. So.
You know what? That's a great concept right there. Thinking like that because you can't go back and look at old matches, like from way back in the day, and sometimes it just may not translate to you. Right. Norman Smiley is one of the guys that I first got a chance to give a little bit of advice to when he came into WCW. And we were in the gorilla position, which is the goal position. Before you go out the curtain, and I told Norman Smiley he was there. He was like you. He had those butterflies and he was jumping around. I go, Norman. He looks around at me and I go, get your stuff in. I said another word. And he goes, all right, Book. And still to this day, if you ask Norman Smiley, the piece of advice that I gave him his first night was, get your stuff in.
Oh, yeah.
We got the super chats, Brad. We got the super chats today.
We might. I know we're running against the break, but I do want to ask Jaida. You're talking about the psychology and where you get some of your ideas from. But who are some of the influences in ring that you look to? Who are some of the people, men or women, that you look at and go, man, I really enjoy seeing what they are able to bring?
For the men's side, Norman put me on Eddie Guerrero. He put me on him early. I actually admire Norman Smiley, his work ethic, his psychology behind it, because he changed the way I look at everything in the ring now. Everything. For the women's side, Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, I love her, respect her work, everything, even Trinity, Lita. And I just started getting on to Chyna's old matches because she a powerhouse. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. A powerhouse. Even Rhea. I love the way Rhea worked, And I feel like those handful, because I don't want to do too much and like spread my mind thin. I want to hone in on like what I can get from a certain amount of people. You know how they say like take it with a grain of salt. I can only do so much in a certain amount of time. So I want to make sure I get the best results from those people that I'm picking and not have too much, on my mind.
Well, you know what? You just hit the hammer right on the head right there with that one, because you just steal everything.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Right.
I stole everything from everybody and made it my own. I had a few things that I came up with on my own, but yeah, I watched guys like Bret Hart. I wanted to be like Bret Hart in a lot of ways, the way he delivered, the way he executed certain things, The Great Muta was a great source for me to be able to think like, just watching his movements, he was so dynamic, when he performed. It was this one wrestler by the name of Pat Tanaka. Man, I stole just about all of his stuff, and so for me, wrestling has always been about that, taking and reinventing and making your own, trying to do the same thing that everyone else is doing, but try to make it a little bit different. Knowing what this thing is about when going out of that curtain, that it's not about you. It's not about your opponent. It's about those fans. And we're just here. We're tools, to deliver this message, so I'm looking forward to actually seeing great things for Jaida Parker. I know we got to take a break. We're going to keep you around for, because I know we may have some super chatters that may want to ask you a couple. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Got Jaida Parker here getting ready for a big matchup, the biggest match of her career, going down in Las Vegas, Nevada, June 9th at the Apex. Oh, yes, it's for the North American Championship, the Women's North American Championship. This is history, man. First time ever. Will she do it? We're going to find out. Brad.
Yeah.
Super chats for
we do. We have more of a comment for Jaida, and then I have some I wanted to ask her. But this is from Marcus Craig that says, every time I see Jaida Parker, I think of Bernie Mac on Friday, of course. I'm sure you get like those gifts all the time from the Friday movie. I'm sure.
All
Thanks, Mark, again. So can you talk to me about OTM and just what that's been like for you in your career working with those guys?
It's been amazing, honestly. When I first came in, it was Bronco, Lucian, Scripps. Like those three really helped me adjust and get better in ring when I was with them for that short amount of time, because it was with them, and then Vengeance, they came around the corner and they really helped calm my nerves like a lot, and they really helped my mindset, because we all have similar mindsets when it comes to our group, because no one really knows what we went through except for us, and we can all understand because we have similarities. So it's like when we put them similarities together, we're untouchable. And I just really love this group because it lets me be me, and I have a voice and a choice, and they have no choice but to listen to Miss Parker when I speak.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we had Scripps on the show and just listened to his story, his background. Very, very fascinating. Wouldn't even think that just watching the kid in the ring perform. But now, man, we just want to thank you for more than anything. We know you got a big match. Before we let you out of here, what's your thoughts for the fans, letting them know as far as what you're thinking going into Battleground on the 9th? Like I say, this is history. This is history for you. So give the fans one last little message before we let you go.
I appreciate y'all, the love and support. And I just want to let y'all know, like, this is for y'all, but it's also for me at the end of the day. Like, I appreciate the love, the hate that comes with it. But at the end of the day, you don't pay my bills. This one's for me. This one's for me and the group. But at the same time, love it or hate it, I'm going to still be me.
Oh, yeah, man. That's Miss Parker, y'all. Just want to thank you for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Getting the champagne, wishes, caviar trays. You want to give your Twitter handle or anything out there? You want to give anybody want to get in touch with you?
Oh, yeah. My Twitter handle is Jaida.Parker.WWE. My Instagram is Jaida.Parker@WWE. If y'all want to get in touch with me from there.
You better hit her up. You better, just don't do it in the DMs. But no, man, I want to thank you for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. I'll see you shortly, and much success throughout this life in professional wrestling, this journey. Much love on everything that you do, and like I say, I've touted Miss Parker as being one of the great ones one day. So make sure you live up to that. Everybody I say that's going to be great, they always go out there and live up to it. So I just want to thank you again for stepping inside the Hall of Fame.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Brad. Everybody, appreciate you, Mr. Booker. I'll see you soon, though.
We appreciate you, Jaida.